Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Reject Films. Today I'm going to be reviewing the film The Old Dark House from 1932, starring Boris Karloff, and this is available on October 24th. This is from the Cohen Film Collection. This was sent to me by the Cohen Media Group for review, and yeah, this was discontinued like in circulation somewhere in the 50s. I think it was like 57 or something, and then put back out on DVD. But this is the first real like restored transfer of this film, and yeah, just run through a quick synopsis of the film. You have a group of 3 travelers on their way to, I forget where it was, somewhere in New York I think. But anyway, so they're on their way, and there's a really bad storm and lots of rain and like landslides and stuff, mudslides, and they get kind of stuck, and they have to seek refuge in this old dark house. So they get in there, and there's this family that lives there, his brother and sister, and their 102-year-old grandfather, who's obviously a woman playing the part. But so they get in there, and you can tell right off the bat there's something not right with this family. The sister's like really hard of hearing, and she's just kind of out there and saying all kinds of crazy stuff, and the brother, you can tell, is kind of uneasy about the house, you know, and she's, you know, it's gonna hold, we've been through this before, and everything like that. But you can tell the brother is knows there's something about the house that's just not right, doesn't sit well with him. And they sit around and talk and stuff with these travelers. And then later on, there's 2 more travelers that show up at the house. You know, same thing happens to them. They get kind of stuck out there in this weather. And the one guy, Mr. Porterhouse, I think his name was, is kind of eccentric and, you know, just kind of weird, goofy guy. And they sit around and talk with them. They have dinner and all this stuff, and they're just, you know, the whole time, like, say the one brother is kind of uneasy about everything. And then you have the character Boris Karloff plays, like, the butler, and he's can't really speak. He just kind of says stuff that's not even words and everything. And the sister says something along the lines of, you know, just don't let him drink. He gets, you know, crazy when he drinks. And eventually he, you know, finds some alcohol, and he ends up getting drunk and having like a little fight with one of the guests and everything. And then there's a point where the sister wants her brother to go get this lantern from like way upstairs, and he's even scared to go up there. He sends one of the other guests to go get it. He doesn't even want to go certain places into this house. And you know, they stumble across eventually the grandfather, and he tells them about the eldest son being like really violent and stuff, and he's tried to burn the house down before and everything. And the character of Boris Karloff, the butler, lets him out, and he attempts to set fire to the house again, and everything like that. And there's some, you know, altercations between him and one of the guests, the elder brother, and one of the guests is trying to stop him from doing that. So that's pretty much, you know, the basis of this movie is, you know, pretty much this travelers get stuck into this old dark house. Hence the name of the movie. And the family's just kind of crazy, off the rockers and everything. But overall, it's a pretty decent film. I haven't seen a whole lot of films like this, like black and white movies and everything from that era. And I've seen like a few of the Universal monsters and stuff like that. Of course, Karloff played, you know, Frankenstein, and played him in The Bride and everything like that. They said he had like 4 movies come out the year this came out. But yeah, I mean, for being someone who hasn't seen a whole lot of those, I actually quite enjoyed this one. It's a really short movie. I think it only um, is stated at like 112 minutes, or an hour and 12 minutes, I mean. But it's not, you got credits and stuff in there, so it's just barely over an hour total, feature runtime. But, if you're a fan of that era of movies and everything like that, definitely check it out. Got a really high rating, like 7.3 on IMDb. I wouldn't rate it that high. I'd probably give it like a, you know, 5 or 6 out of 10. But then again, I'm not, a big fan of that era. But watching this actually got me kind of wanting to watch more films from that time period. I mean, not saying I'm not a fan of them, I just haven't seen a whole lot. But, yeah. Of course it is, like I said, black and white, 1932, 72 minutes. It says horror comedy. I didn't really see a whole lot of comedy in it. I guess, for that time period it might have been, but you did have the character of that porterhouse guy kind of, I guess, was the comic relief or whatever. But you had a little bit of love story in there and everything as well. And, yeah. So, a great release, though, by Cohen. They did a really good job on it. The video was fantastic looking, and the audio as well. Everything was the way it should be. And you get this booklet with it as well, giving you some notes on the film and everything. I'm not real big on actors and actresses from that time, so I don't know who else was really popular back then in the horror genre. There's a picture of Porterhouse and Karloff there. But yeah, I really like the character of the eldest son. I forget his name. I thought he did really good, and of course Karloff, did a fantastic job. And he wasn't really in it a whole lot, to be honest. He did have like interior artwork as well. So I mean, they're kind of like Arrow or Scream Factory type releases, as far as presentation and everything, with the booklets and interior art and the restoration of the film. I was going to look to see what this was, the aspect ratio was. I'm not really sure, but it does have the black bars on the sides and it doesn't fill the screen. It's the best they could do with the original source material, I guess. But yeah, just one of those lost classics that everybody should probably own from that, fans of that time period and everything. So definitely check this out. Like I say, it's available on October 24th. I think Best Buy has it for like $17.99 right now for pre-order. I haven't checked Amazon or anything, but this is a 4K restoration on it. Like I say, the video is very clean and everything, so I think it has like DVD releases, like I say, of the original transfer or something, which I'm sure isn't great. But if you guys are looking to pick this up, definitely go with this version of this film. And yeah, so that is my review of Old Dark House. Thanks again, Cohen Media, for sending me that for review, and I look forward to seeing what else they put out. There are some trailers to some other things and some stuff they have coming in the future, and just a lot of titles that were just kind of lost in the mix and never got proper releases and everything. So I look forward to seeing what else they have in store. And let me know if you guys have seen this film or not, and your guys' thoughts on it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye.